Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Welcome back to another episode of Relax and Raunchy Relationship Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway, accompanied by my wonderful guest. Every week I have wonderful guests, and this time it's Amanda. Amanda Bernstein is a birth and postpartum doula based in Sydney, Australia. Her true goal is to help as many women and couples as possible to feel truly supported through their perinatal journey. Amanda is also a kahuna massage therapist. Woo, I love kahuna. And Pilates instructor. I love Pilates mat. I'm a bit uncle with Pilates reformer. She's a mom of two gorgeous boys, and her personal journey through an emergency cesarean with her first and beautiful water birth or VBAC with her second is what started Amanda's journey to become a doula. She is also the founder of Birthery. I'm very excited about this new business of hers, due to be launched soon in 2021. So welcome, Amanda.
Thank you, Ingrid. It's been a pleasure getting to know you through our mutual massage history and background there. And I love the relationship coaching and work you're doing with couples. It's such an important part of, life can get in the way and kids can get in the way and work can get in the way. And you have to remember why you chose your partner in life in the first place. And particularly with my clients, when they're having babies, how they came to choose to have children together in the first place. And I think the work that you do with couples is vital in helping them focus on each other in addition to everything else that goes on in their life. So I think the work you do is beautiful and important.
Thank you, thank you. And also, I can only imagine the amount of stress that your couples are experiencing with this humongous change. It's such a big change, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we're both parents, you and I,
Yeah.
and it does. You never look back after having a child. Life will never be the same. And, everything, no matter what we do, has its positives and not necessarily negatives, but challenges. And I think being supported in how we frame it and how we approach it and how we can look back afterwards to say, that's the best possible journey I could have had. I felt supported and nurtured and encouraged on the way, and without the trauma and hindsight and regret on the other side. And I work obviously in this birth space in this way, but everyone who supports anyone in any kind of emotional space can help you to feel like you've had the best possible journey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, thank you so much for that. So let's go to my first question. What is your why? I'm always curious to find out my guest why.
I think, there's nothing quite like birth out there. It's raw, it's vulnerable, it's magical. I've supported over 100 births now as a doula, and
Wow.
every single time I'm still blown away that we can grow a whole human and birth a whole human.
Our body
You
is
know?
amazing, isn't it?
It is. And to know that, like, our body just knows what to do. And I think we've lost a lot of that today. We don't have that innate wisdom. We don't have our women's circles and our gatherings and watching our sisters and cousins and nieces have their babies. We don't do that. We go with our partner to a hospital with a medical care provider,
Mm,
and we expect them to know what to do rather than trusting innately in ourselves.
yes.
And I just think that it's a beautiful time in our life where, to me, life's all about experiences.
Mm.
We can go to fancy restaurants, and pre-COVID, you can travel the world and you can do all sorts of exciting things. Maybe you go skydiving or something, but I don't know about you, I'm done with 2 kids.
Me too. Too old, and they're quite expensive. We're too
Yeah,
old.
yeah, although my kids are asking for a sibling lately and we definitely don't want a third. you know, I've had 2 vastly different births now, and those are my experiences. And how many times do we get to birth a baby? And luckily, as women, we are able to birth a baby. Men just have to come along for the ride. They don't actually get to do it. They can support us and hold our hand and emotionally and physically be there, but
Yeah.
it's not the same as actually doing it. So to me, I feel honored and privileged when women and couples invite me into their birth space. I think there's nothing else quite like it. It's our most intimate time in life. And I feel, as I said before, honored and privileged. I get a real sense of pleasure from joining people that they trust me to be their support person in that space, and that they want me to be on that journey with them for the unknown. We don't know what's happening next, but that I can help them to feel informed and educated and look back after their journey, as I said to you before, and say, that's the best it could have been. I don't have trauma. I don't have hindsight. I don't have regrets. Knowing that I've helped a woman or couple achieve that perspective, it means a lot to me, and it fills my cup and it fills my heart space to know that, you know, I've been there for people in that way, and that I can make such a big difference for them in this life-changing event that,
Mm.
you know, if you go talk to any woman on the street, whether they're, you know, 30 and they've just had a baby, or whether they're 80 and they're a great grandmother, they
Mm.
will always remember their birth. We don't lose that. And how a woman was made to feel is what she will hold on to.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I try to, my why is to help that feeling
Yeah.
be a positive one, the best that it can be.
The best that it can be. I mean, sometimes strategy happen, and
Mm.
we don't aim for that, but then it's something that's beyond our control. So it's very, very
Yeah.
special of what you do, and thank you for sharing
Mm.
that with me.
You know, a cesarean, an emergency cesarean, or a forceps delivery or something can still be a really positive journey. I can't guarantee an outcome for my clients,
Yes,
but the best it can be means different things to different people. And
yes,
to me, it means being able to look back afterwards and say, I'm okay.
yeah, yeah. Oh, great!
Mm.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Would you like to share your why?
Yes, certainly. So I came from Indonesia and I moved to Australia at the age of 21 to get married to my first husband. And I did that because I was running away from my mother. It's like, people, it's not the best reason to get married, but no, I partly also fall in love with my ex-husband, now ex-husband. Yes, so after 10-year marriage, unfortunately it was an abusive relationship, so I left. And within my self-healing journey, then I went to see a couple of therapists because I had depression, anxiety, all that stress, amazing amount of stress, simply threw me to my rock bottom. And
Mm,
to lift myself out of the rock bottom moment, I reach out for support. And that's why now I continuously encourage people to ask for support. Actually, you mentioned something about the word women's circle. I'm so excited that this Friday, this week, will be our first women's circle in Austral here in this room. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait. The room is almost full. So, overwhelming response from women in southwest of Sydney and west of Sydney. Yeah, we just want to get together and share our experience. I mean, the topic for the first one will be vulnerability and support. And here I am talking about, hey, just ask for support, just reach out. As you
mm,
know, in the birth arena, sometimes women have to deliver on their own and they choose to have you as their support system because it's so needed. I mean, I heard stories that yes, some women give birth themselves in the middle of the kitchen floor or something like that without anyone else. I thought like, oh my God, what a scene, what a scene. But it will be so wonderful if we get some sort of support. In my divorce journey, I definitely look out for support. I went back to college to study counseling and life coaching, and straight away I knew that I would be a coach, not a counselor. And straight away I knew that my niche would be in relationship because
mm,
I've been experiencing all these things in terms of bad relationship, and now learning how to communicate or not to communicate with
mm,
my partner. And so Yeah, I'm not perfect, but we're
No
always
one is.
learning.
No one is.
Always learning, and if I can support another couple or broken-hearted singles in my way, so they can have the wonderful relationship, loving relationship
Mm,
with their new partner or their current partner, then I'm on purpose. Love that.
mm, that's great. I
Yay.
think it's no one is perfect. And
Mm.
I think that we need life to teach us lessons and to grow and develop from there.
Mhm.
And both you and I, from our own personal traumatic journeys and histories, have turned it into a path to help and support other people, to hopefully not necessarily prevent them going down the same path, but to help them feel confident and supported in their journey, whatever path it takes,
Whatever
that
part.
they're able to make decisions and feel okay.
Yes.
And I think life experiences do help us change and grow and develop and learn. And there's no question that being supported by someone who's been on that path themselves can help it to be a smoother journey.
Yes, that's right. It's very wise. Very wise. Now, I am curious about your three tips.
Sure.
Obviously, related to being a doula, I'm sure you have a wealth of knowledge. Three tips about how to prepare for your impending birth journey and after delivery.
Sure. So three is tricky to narrow it down to three things because I could spend
I like
hours
the number
talking to
three
you.
because the
Yeah,
brain tend not to get overwhelmed with too many things.
yeah,
So three seems like
yeah.
a good number.
So the first one I would say, which I think is the most important, is choose your team wisely.
Mm,
Who do you want to be on this journey with you? Whether it's your doula, your partner, your medical provider, whether you go with, GP shared care or midwifery group practice or a private obstetrician or even a private midwife in a home birth.
mm,
What will help you have the best possible journey where you feel safe and unconditionally supported and believed in? If you surround yourself by people who believe in you,
yeah.
you'll probably be okay. I think it was Henry Ford had a saying, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're probably right.
Oh, yes, I love that saying.
And so if the people around you believe in you, your narrative will probably be that you can do it.
Yeah.
So that's my first thing. Secondly, I'd say educate yourself to be able to make informed decisions. Don't just let birth happen to you or
Mhm.
postpartum. Be in the driver's seat of your journey. And what I mean by that is understanding what's happening, what's being proposed, and being able to consent to a decision, consent or decline. Not a lot of people know that everything is a choice.
Right.
Everything is a choice. You can say yes, you can say no, you can change your mind, you can ask for more time to make a decision. Very few things are so urgent that you have to decide right now, you know? Um, so I think becoming educated and empowered enough to feel confident with your decisions to help you look back later helps you feel empowered and it helps reduce that trauma because you made a choice rather than trusting blindly and letting birth happen to you. And so many women look back afterwards saying, what just happened? You know, in terms of the postpartum, I think that will be my number three. Have a think about, what happens once your baby's born and what support systems do you have in place to help you focus on you and your baby? What can you offload? Do you have family or do you have friends that can come and, drop off some meals or come and do a load of laundry? Can you hire a cleaner potentially to help you, with just some of the mundane things around the house so that you can have an extra nap or someone to hold the baby so you can have a shower. It can be really simple things. It doesn't necessarily need to be things that you pay for as well. It could be people that can come and help, or it could be in advance of the birth that you do a big cook up and um, you freeze meal-sized portions and that sort of thing. So there's lots of ways that you can prepare for your postpartum
Yes.
to feel more supported.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be my three biggest things. So the first being choose your team, the second is become educated, and the third is think about what will help you in the future to make your life simpler so that you can focus on yourself and your new baby.
Yes. So, big takeaway again, ask for support.
Mm.
Nice
Yeah.
one. Love it.
You?
Sharing those.
What about you? What are your three big tips in terms of couples and their relationships and connection?
Yeah. So today I want to talk about three tips for new dad, as you will have plenty of new dads in your tribe. So number one, discuss what going to happen after birth, before birth. Like
Mm,
I often say in my videos or my social media posts, I actually like um, pre marital agreement because then at least you know what your boundaries, you know what's okay, what's not okay. So after you get married, then you kind of like abide by that rule. It's the rules that you make yourself, as a couple. Same thing with birthing as well. So discuss what's going on, what's going to happen after birth, before birth, such as how long is it to wait to request for sex again. Because a lot of mom complain about, oh my god, my partner already want to have sex. Like I just gave birth. What's going on? Can't they understand that? I just pop this big balloon, and then now he wants more. But
mm,
it's reality that generally speaking, men has more testosterone than women, and therefore, sex is one of the way for them to release that. So it is normal for you, new dad, to want to have sex again. However, timing is everything. So number one is discuss, right? Including how long is the wait to request for sex again. Number two, consider what your partner or wife is going through, right? Especially if the delivery was quite traumatic, like in my case, for example. I had 5 days, from the first um, contraction until emergency cesarean. So everything that could go wrong went wrong, seriously.
mm,
Um, so emergency cesarean. So I was so high on drugs because 3 times, what is the epidural? I got 3 epidural and then spinal block until I could feel nothing and they could cut me up. So it was very traumatic.
mm,
So consider what your partner or wife's going through. If it's vaginal birth, then maybe your wife got the cut as well, episiotomy. Is that correct?
yeah.
Yes. So that is painful and need time to recover. So
Mm,
yeah, if you can feel empathetic to what your partner is going through, it's great.
mm,
Lack of sleep is another thing. Difficulty in latching with the baby during breastfeeding, that can bring trauma after trauma, unpleasant or challenges after challenges in her life. So if you can be more empathetic towards that, that would be great. And then number three, what actions can you do yourself? I will suggest a self pleasure. You can release yourself. You can. You are allowed. Self pleasure. Go to that first, okay? And then number two, breathing. So breathe because our pent up energy, the overwhelming need to have sex again can be there, which is normal. But then you can control that by breathing. You can diffuse that extreme urge by breathing in and out slowly, and then you can shift the focus rather than focus on your frustration of not getting enough or not getting any to hands on raising your baby, for example. Or you can compliment your wife often. And then, after the agreed time, you can gently ask about being intimate again. So
mm.
there you go, my 3 tips. discuss. Number two, consider. And number three, actions. You can do a lot yourself and then ask her.
I think as well there are other ways to have intimacy that doesn't have to involve intercourse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know from speaking with a lot of my clients in the past, and even myself, that when you are postpartum and you are recovering and there's so much else to do around the house and everything, for me, when my partner steps up and helps even more and takes charge of all those little things, and you see him take out the rubbish and unstack the dishwasher and take the laundry off the line. I mean, for me, that's a turn on. I don't know about you, but I think the more that partners can do to support a postpartum woman in that journey, I think it will lead to greater intimacy later, where there's no expectation and where you're just giving and just helping and not necessarily expecting anything back.
Yes. Wonderful. Yeah, for me, it's a turn on as well. Not necessarily a huge turn on, but I feel grateful, very, very grateful.
Yeah, appreciation.
Yes.
Yeah, and you notice it.
Yes.
Yeah, when you don't have to ask for help and it's just given, you notice.
That's right. Yes. That's why I said hands on raising your baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, people, we come to the fun part of the podcast, which is the true and false statement. Amanda said, number one, a client brought a drill, a drill, into a birth to put holes in coconuts to fit a straw in to drink them. Interesting. Number two, a client ate her placenta like a steak straight after her birth. Oh my God. Typically, I like the more shocking answer. So I'm guessing number two is the true answer. What is it?
No, the other way. The drill is the true one. So I've had clients bring an array of tools, for lack of a better word, to the hospital
All right.
to open coconuts in labor. So one client brought a drill and they put straws in, and they were able to drink coconuts that way. I know someone else that brought a machete to the hospital in their hospital bag with with coconuts in it to crack them open in labor.
How can the tool can pass security in the
Well,
hospital?
no one's checking your bag for a machete, and they crack, crack, crack when they open it.
And why coconut? Why coconut?
The coconuts are full of electrolytes
Mhm.
and magnesium, and it would be like drinking hydrolyte or apple juice or Gatorade, but it's a lot more natural and not processed.
Yeah.
So fresh coconuts, not the same as a box that you get in the long life section of the drinks in the supermarket. Fresh coconuts are very high in electrolytes and magnesium. And so it's really good to hydrate you when birth effectively is a marathon.
Yes.
And your body needs energy to reach places faster. And if you like coconuts and are happy to drink fresh coconuts, it's a great way to help your body to have the resources it needs to keep going.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Wow. There you go. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. So coconuts are awesome, but most people don't bring fresh ones to the hospital. It is a bit of a pain to open. I do have at home something called a cocoa jack, which is pretty awesome to open coconuts, and it creates a big enough hole that you can drink it and then scoop out the flesh with a spoon. Or there's something else called a cocoa tap, which creates a big enough space to put a straw in. And it's not electric. You don't need a drill then, but it's still a mission, Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
And now, will you guess my true and false statement?
So what are your statements?
Ingrid's client stopped their coaching session earlier, or Ingrid's brother stopped their coaching session earlier. Which one
I
is?
reckon your brother stopped the coaching earlier than your clients. I
Ah,
think this because your clients would have paid you for the session, and so they would probably perceive more value in the service. And
yeah.
I imagine you either discounted it or offered it free to family, and so they don't place as much value on it. And probably, I think family sometimes feels like you might be doing them a favor or they're doing you a favor, and it might not feel as important as if it was a client. That's
You
my
are
guess.
incorrect.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, yes, because I am actually a single child, so I don't have a brother.
That was a bit tricky.
So the story was
Mm,
during COVID lockdown, I
mm,
had a couple that chose to have my couple powerhouse package on Zoom. So we managed to do it, through Zoom. Thank you, Zoom, for now providing an option for me to do coaching online, not just in clinic. And
mhm,
um, so after the third session, or during the third session, because typically session number one, I teach couples how to massage each other for relaxation and give them coaching. Session two, the same. So we swap. So if session one, husband massaging the wife, and then session two, wife massaging the husband. But then session three, I teach couples how to give each other intimate massage. And then after that session, no, actually not quite finished that session. Uh, I was kind of like keep talking and giving understanding, and then the client said, "Ingrid, I think we're all right now. Yes, we're just keen to practice what we have learned so far." So I think, yeah, it's good to end the session now. Actually, I said,
there you go.
"Oh, Ingrid, better shut up now. Let them do
Oh,
what they want to do."
yeah, you help them reconnect on that intimacy and want to act on it. So, mm,
Exactly. So that was very, very rewarding and quite funny as well.
mm, cool.
So last question, Amanda, what do you do to either relax or add raunchiness into your relationship?
So, my favorite go-to is a bath.
Yeah.
We have a lovely big bath at home. I buy Epsom salts in 25-kilo bags.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have lots of essential oils. And every time I get home from a birth, one of the ways I relax and decompress is to have a bath. It's me time. I spend 20, 30 minutes away from my phone, and it's just about me. But
Yeah.
sometimes with my partner, I say to him, let's have a bath tonight. And it's nice to jump in together and cuddle in the bath and enjoy the hot water and the beautiful essential oils and have the Epsom salts help relax everything. And especially in winter when the cold weather makes it really nice to jump in a long hot bath. I find it a really nice way for me to relax, but also to connect with my partner without our phones and without being disturbed.
That's amazing. You're lucky that you have a huge bath.
Yeah.
In our previous home, we had tiny weeny little bath that's just not even fit for one person. I mean, I'm
Mm,
quite short myself, and then
mm.
when I jumped into the bath, my knees will be up, my boobs will be up, not covered.
And in your new house where you've just moved to, do you have a big bath now?
Now we have a big bath. It's like, yay! Maybe tonight we should
Maybe.
having a bath together.
Yeah, with some Epsom salts and a few drops of essential oils. Perfect.
Lovely. Thank you for that idea. Very good suggestion.
Mhm.
So, people, we come to the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for watching our collaboration together. I hope you learned a lot. And then please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ingrid Galloway. And Amanda, how can people ask you for more support if they want to ask, more questions?
My website is essentialme.com.au, and you can reach me also on Facebook or Instagram, Essential Me Services. So,
Wonderful.
yeah,
You.
you're welcome to call or send a message or an email. If I can help anybody, I'm happy to. It's my pleasure.
That's great. And people, if you need to ask more questions about relationships, you can jump on my website, www.kayangan.com.au, and ask for a free chat there. Schedule yourself online. So it's www.kahyangan.com.au. So thank you so much, Amanda, for coming to our podcast today. I highly, highly appreciate you, and all the best in your future endeavor. And I'm especially excited about the birthery new venture. Yay!
Thank you. Thanks for having me today, Ingrid.
Thank you.
Bye.